phones, and Kurt's on the line with a question here this morning. Hi, Kurt.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
You have a question for us here this morning.
Well, I just wanted to say nobody ever talks about the beef industry and how that's a big contributor to this global warming. Everybody wants to talk about cars and pollution and, let's tax the pollution, which is the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. How can you tax something that everybody creates and the middle class pays? And, nobody talks enough about these beef industries. That's the biggest cause of global warming.
All right, well, let's
what Richard has to say, because I know he's going to have to say
something. We're going to let Lil start, though.
Richard, stand by. We'll let you. Okay. Lil, what about this beef question here?
Richard's poking at me here. Kirk, that is fantastic. Thank you so much, because I talk about it all the time, and it frustrates me because nobody talks about it. And there's a lot of issues that's going on with this issue is big. It was when I went to meetings and conferences to learn more about this. It's actually, we've always had cows and animals on the planet. It's not really that's it's not the problem. It's what we're doing with it. And the industrial meat system is killing definitely the planet. And they say 90% of the deforestation in the rainforest is for cattle. And we have to switch our minds. So we have to if we just move off the industrial meat system, which is awful. It's polluting, it's social injustice, polluting the air, the waterways. Just the amount of, let me think if I can remember this now, the amount of pollution from our industrial meat system in Canada per week is enough to fill the Toronto Stadium.
Really?
Every week. And plus, years ago on a farm, when you're doing sustainable farming and cows that are on grass, not fed with grains, the manure was very healthy, and you want to buy it. I'm trying to buy it for my farm. Industrial meats is actually it's pollution, and so that's a big part of it. But another topic to this as well is if we just switch off the industrial meat system onto the sustainable local meat system in our own province, we can help sequester carbon.
So you don't want me to give up my cheeseburgers?
You just have to eat the right cheeseburger. But that's the biggest thing for me. We could eat our way out of climate change. It is the biggest topic. There's energy and there's food. We have to talk. If we don't talk about the industrial food system, we have lost the war on climate. That is huge.
That is absolutely a spectacular analysis of things. And again, I'm going to come back to what you said earlier. You fix one thing, you fix many different things. And so when we tie agribusiness into transportation, our food's coming in from California. It's coming in from oranges from Morocco. We're getting a leg of lamb from New Zealand. All of that gets flown in. That's a huge carbon footprint. And if we start looking at sustainability, that we start looking at food resiliency, that we grow here so we don't transport it, we support local businesses, all of a sudden our carbon footprint starts to fall. And the reason that we do eat meat is because we've got eyes in the front of our head, we've got canines, and it's part of our digestive tract. We need meat, we need the type of protein in order to have healthy bodies. And we used to use cows that ate grass that could change cellulose into something that we could eat that was beneficial to us. And so we've lost sight of that, and we've made an agribusiness. And anytime you wind up with a neoliberal philosophy, it doesn't matter where it goes, it becomes a kind of a Frankenstein monster, which is what we've got in the food industry now. Nothing wrong with hamburgers, but if we grow them properly, you can lower the carbon. Everybody gets to eat their hamburgers and enjoy a nice barbecue. Or if they choose, they can have a veggie burger. But the caller's absolutely correct. And it's just fix one thing, and all of a sudden you start fixing other things. You don't chop down forests, and you sequester carbon.
Plus, it's safer. I know what's going on in the system in Nova Scotia and how they're taking care of our cattle.
Well, there's a big push to buy local, and it's been going on for a couple of years now. How successful has it been?
Well, here we go. We're in our 16th year. The reason why I opened the Wooden Monkey restaurant was because of climate change. Yep. It scared the crap out of me. Hurricane Juan scared me so bad, it scared me into reaction. I thought, when I was fearful of climate change, fearful of the industrial food system that we fill our fridges every day in Nova Scotia. 90% of our food comes from away. It's a terrible, terrible business model and a massive opportunity of an economic development we could have here in this province. I've had many conversations with our minister here.
But I think the
they're all about
important
exporting.
thing is 16 years, you're still in business and you made a profit, which proves you can do it.
And 16 years. And I just added up the other day about how much meat and how much vegetables and local businesses that we do every month. And it was like over $25,000, one restaurant.
That stays here.
Stays here. It goes into 15 farmers, 40 small suppliers, wineries, breweries. We should be proud and to invest in ourselves. And look at I'd stand up to any business case in a mining situation and a restaurant.
Final word I'm going to give to Carolyn here this morning, who just emailed to say, good morning, Rick, and hopefully 3 MPs to be.
Yeah!
She